After a difficult 2 years for the IPO market, could a reverse be coming in September? Yahoo Finance's Jared Blikre joining us from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Jared, what can we expect?
Shauna, I think we're going to expect some big ones to come out in September. I'm talking about Instacart, I'm talking about ARM, and also the software company Klaviyo. But it's been a heck of a year going back, looking at this IPO slowdown rate, and I'm showing this on the Wi-Fi Interactive here. You go back to about March of 2021, and we're looking at about $50 billion per month, and that has dropped off really steeply, as you can see. Now, we had a little bit of a pickup here with Kava, that IPO, but for the most part, we have seen a dearth over the last year. Not surprising because of the environment in which we find ourselves, and especially last year. We've had an incredible surge this year, but a rising interest rate environment is not where you want to launch a startup into the public space. Here are some of the year's biggest IPOs on U.S. exchanges: Kenvue's $4.4 billion, Nextracker, etc. And I want to chart some of the ones I was talking about as well. Kava Group, I'll show you quickly the chart for that going back to June. You can see it's still up 17%, but pretty volatile price action. This drop right here from high to low is about 30%. Pretty typical with what we see in newly minted listings here. Here's Savers Value Village, also launched in June. It's up 9%. And Kodiak Gas Services, kind of off the radar, not a consumer name, but nevertheless up about 16% and a bit less volatile. But just looking ahead here, I'm going to be especially interested to see what comes with ARM. That should be a $6 billion IPO. Raising $6 billion is a huge amount of money. That's probably going to be the biggest chip IPO ever. And this is not a new company. It's profitable. And by the way, the other two I mentioned are profitable too, Instacart and Klaviyo. But back to ARM, this company has been around since 1998. It is profitable. It has a very desirable chip business. It makes the designs for chips. It doesn't actually manufacture them, but 30 billion is what the number is that it's responsible for every year. You're going to find these chips in your mobile devices as well as the Internet of Things. That's a lower margin business, but everybody wants their arms, everybody wants to put their arms around ARM. I did not intend to say that, I promise. Just thinking about the environment in general, I think it's finally time. It's nice to see some activity coming back here to the floor. And overall, after the shellacking that everybody went through last year, I think traders and investors are a little bit shell-shocked for that. So I'm not going to be surprised if we don't take a little more measured approach. These three IPOs I've been talking about, they're slated for September. They've already been delayed at least a year, maybe 2 years in some instances. So the rest of the year should be really interesting. But beyond September, I don't know if we're going to see another flood of some huge IPOs or maybe just a trickle of some small ones. We'll have to see, guys.
All right, arms across America. Thanks so much, Jared. Appreciate that.